Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show presented by Hambelton Ford. My name is Phil Nightingale. I'm the general manager, and Josh Profit, service director. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning.
Beautiful out there in Cake Land today. Sunny and 70, right, Josh?
Sunny and 70.
Somewhere. It's not here yet, but it's going to be that way here shortly.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pass 70, I'm pretty sure. And gale force winds.
There you go. All right. Hey, it's a call-in show, 316-462-3673. Love to take your questions, answer anything about ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the automobile world, new products, MH Ford Racing, anything in the racing world, anything like that part. Love to hear from you to get a great price package. Only show I know you get paid to call in on. So, Josh, as always, what's in that great price package?
So we're going to mail it out to you, but it's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Hambelton Ford. While we're performing that, we're also going to complete a multi-point inspection on your vehicle, checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related components on that vehicle. You'll also receive $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the Big Corner. You'll receive complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer, as well as a BG products package, which is going to consist of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then CF5 for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving.
All right, 316-462-3673. Hey, let's get the phones ringing. Love to hear from you. And that number dialed up to the main store here. Just tell them you want to get passed into the podcast, and we'll get you passed in here and get your question, whatever it might be, and help you understand better things about going on with your car. So anyway, Josh, an exciting week here at the Big Corner. We finally got to go take the 21 Mustang back out to the drag strip.
Yes.
And so for those of you who haven't followed this or known what's going on there, we've had our 11 Mustang, the yellow car that has been a burnout competition winner for I don't know how many years, and we decided it was time to upgrade. So we purchased a 21 Mustang, and we've kind of gone through different stages and showing you what it takes to make it go faster and different things. From the first thing was putting the slicks on it, and then we went through some suspension and some exhaust and that kind of thing. Now we put a turbo on it, and we kind of bolted that thing on, put 10 pounds of boost in it, and we went a lot faster, just not as fast as I thought we would go.
Yeah.
But we're going to get it dialed in a little bit better, and that's where I said, if you haven't followed us on YouTube, jump over there, and it's on the Hunt for Horsepower. It's up there on YouTube and stuff too. But we you can't just physically bolt something on and expect it to perform, and that's kind of what we did. We bolted it on. We didn't really get the suspension set like we needed to. After the video that night, Nick stayed out there at Kansas International Dragway and did some more suspension tunes and got it to a 7.0 in the 8th. So,
really? Yeah.
So we're gaining. And I think now what we need to do, we need to go back. We need to get it on the scales and scale the car, get it scaled right and everything. And then let's put 20 pounds of boost in it. Now, Josh, we're talking about going to 23, 24 pounds of boost. So I don't know how many long blocks you got sitting around, but you better get a couple ready.
We'll get some stuff ordered up for it.
Because we're going to put it to the max, and we're going to see what it takes to break it.
Yeah.
So then you kind of know as a consumer out there what you can do with these 5.0s, and I'm telling you that 5.0 is stronger than what everybody thinks it is from that part. But we had a lot of fun out there. I did not drive it because we ran out of time and everything else out there too, because the Kansas International Drag was getting ready to open up for their first show.
Yeah.
So we had to get out of there. So I'll get out there the next time and give it for a whirl. That's what I was telling Nick. The reason it wouldn't go as fast as it could have.
It was the guy behind the wheel.
It was the driver. He said, well, get in there. Well, I just didn't. Like I said, we ran out of time with the gates getting ready to open and everything else out there too.
I really wanted to talk to Smack. I didn't want to back it up.
Yeah. So anyway, jump over and watch the Hunt for Horsepower on the Hambelton Ford YouTube channel. It's also, we've kind of posted that there on Facebook too, but check that thing out. It's a fun car to drive, and I took the other day after we got it kind of running good and everything else. I took Lisa for a ride out here on the 119th Street. A little cold out. The tire's a little cold, and let me tell you, it's a little loosey-goosey without any traction from that part. But I'm sure we're going to, as we keep moving forward and then we get the 20 pounds of boost put into the thing and stuff like that, my goal is to get us into the 9-second range, and I think we can get there I think we just leave it at 10 pounds of boost and dial the suspension. I think we'll easily get it into the 10s.
Yeah.
And then another 10 pounds of boost and altering some more things and more tune and more stuff. I think we will get it in there kind of fun and fast. So It's fun to drive that car. And Josh, you drove the car.
Yeah, I took it out to Goddard to a car show out there. This was, we really didn't have anything tuned or ready to go or anything like that. So it was just kind of down to Goddard and to the car show and back. But you definitely get some looks with
You
it.
do, don't you?
I was driving it down they had pretty much had everything set up, but down the center of the main street down there, and they just had the car show just kind of on both sides, and a lot of people were already there, and we were of course all the way at the other end of it. And so you just get a lot of looks, with that exhaust coming out the side of the front bumper and the front tire and stuff like that. It just definitely sounds different. There's a different noise to it and everything else. So
yeah, the car is on display this week at the Kansas Star Arena for the Mulvane. I don't know what all that car show. I should know that better. What that car show is next weekend. But the car is out there at Kansas Star Arena right now, and it's in a kind of an older Mustang at the first of the display, and goes all the way to the 21 Mustang, the different stages of the Mustangs and stuff out there too. So very cool car show. If you want to go jump out there to Kansas Star Arena, check out all the hot rods out there. And next Saturday is there. It's a Mulvane something. I can't think of what that is. I should know what that is. A Mulvane Marauders or something like that car show.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that is it, actually.
Yeah, so that's where the Mustang's sitting right now. We took it out there yesterday to the Kansas Star Arena. So just go out there and check it out if you need to. So anyway, hey, 316-462-3673. Hey, let's get the phones ringing. Love to hear from you and answer any questions, anything from that part. And good morning, Delbert. Morning, Jim Petty. And yeah, it is the Marauder Car Show.
And then the other thing, the trainer was here for the Mach-E. Did you have a chance to sit in on that?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to tell you guys. I knew a lot. I thought I knew a lot about the electric cars and what it can do and everything else. But the trainer was here with the Mach-E to go through. And again, we've got the Mach-E. We've got the F-150 coming. We now have an electric Transit here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're using that in our parts department now from that part. The Explorer's around the corner. Not sure how far away that thing is or whatever, but I was blown away about how this electric car would work and what it does. There's so much more tech in this car. How smart this car is too. It learns your driving habits. It learns where you're at. And everybody's worried about charging stations. So we did a trip sitting here at the dealership and going to Denver, Colorado.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the car's ready to learn the trainer's driving habits for what he needs to do. And you plug your trip in, it finds the charge stations that are out there, gives you the most economical route to get there. It actually will tell you when you get to, it'll give you a circle. It shows you your range for how far you're going to go.
Okay.
It'll show you the charge stations in there. It'll actually tell you how long you're going to sit there to charge to get to the next station. Blew me away. So what was cool about it was it took us up to Salina, and there was a charge station there. Then it went on to Hayes, and there's another charge station there, which I was in Hayes last weekend and saw those charge stations there. Couldn't believe how many charge stations are in Hayes, Kansas. They're at Walmart. They're at every restaurant. They're everywhere out there from that part. But then the next thing it does, it tells you like how long you're going to sit there, but it's also if you've got a level 1 charger, you're going to be there for days. A level 2 charger or even a level 3 charger, and how long you'll sit there. So then you know how to plan your trip. And it took us all the way to Denver, Colorado. I don't remember exactly how long it ended up saying it's going to take us to get there from that part. Yes, it is longer than driving a gasoline car. I get it. But everybody's freaking out, not knowing they can get some places or get where they need to go or whatever, or have to have a single charge to get to one certain place. Well, guess what? You can get there. You can go if you plan your trip accordingly and everything else too from that part. And it blew me away from that part. And I think as the infrastructure gets better for the cars, and I'm going to tell you, the other thing that's going to happen is these batteries are going to get to where they charge faster
and last longer too,
as they keep building the technology into that situation. But it was very cool what that car would do. And again, it tells you what charge stations there, what's at level 2, level 3, how long a charge you need to put in the car to sit there. And for example, when we went to Salina to get to Hayes, if you wanted to, you could sit there and charge, I think it was 18 minutes. So pull Salina, get 18 minutes and go on, but it would still make it all the way to Hayes.
Yeah.
But then again, you're going to set longer at Hayes.
To
do that. So that's where you got to kind of, okay, well, do I want to set a little bit in Salina, get out and stretch my legs a little bit, let her charge, then go to Hayes and stretch my legs again, that kind of thing. So it's a different world, a different situation. But I hate to tell you, everybody, this electric stuff, it's coming. Whether we like it or not, it's coming. It's going to be the way of the world from that part. And it's very cool. But the tech that's in that car is crazy good. And I'm going to tell you, Ford has done so many neat things with our dealer body and stuff to help with that. And that part of the thing. And then what other thing I learned too was the level 1 charger that comes with the car. If the car is completely dead on an extended range battery, 96 hours to charge it. Okay, that's a level 1. That's why you never want to take a level 1 charger if that's all you have and let that car run down. You got to have that thing plugged in most all the time when you're not sitting there or whatever.
Yeah.
But get a level 2 charger, and you're going to charge it in about 12 hours. So if you had a level 2, which is a 220 volt, you'd be in there. So now then they've got 80 amp chargers now that can do that thing in about 4 hours. And it's about 10. And we looked it up. Then there's different chargers and things to get up there, Josh. And now we were looking at ChargePoint and everything else. And now this trainer threw some other ones at us too. We can get an 80 amp charger for about $4,000. And I know it seems like a lot of money and everything else like that too, but the house charger for about $700 gets you a 220 volt. So you can charge the thing in about 12 hours. So if you were just charging and plugged in and you're good to go, but that's from 0 to up. And if you, again, just however long you run that thing, every time you park that thing in your garage, have it plugged in, have it charging and going. I think this isn't going to be as bad as everybody thinks it is and stuff too. The lightning pickup is where they're also trying to tell us how much faster that thing's going to charge. Okay, Rex Trigger was making fun of me. Hey, Josh, could you get Phil a phone book to set it so I can see him over the banner? He's funny, isn't he? I was going to say something there, Josh. I am a little low today.
I was wondering.
I think the camera's a little close is what it is.
No, I bet somebody put the shock in your seat down, or I'm up, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, let's get you a phone book.
How about this, Rex?
There you go, just for you.
No, I think the camera's too close is what I think.
Yeah, it could be.
That's all right. Yeah, Rex, I saw it earlier. You're a funny dude, boy. Funny dude. For those you don't know, Rex and I worked together in Hutch back, God dang, when was that, Rex? And then was it the 90s or the 2000? I can't remember, Rex, when we worked together. But anyway, so yeah, funny guy today. Yeah, I'm a little short there. I got my chin resting on the old banner right there, Josh.
You're just holding it down.
There you go. Anyway, so let's get some phones ringing. Let's get some questions coming. Love to answer your questions about the electric cars. 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything whatsoever. Let's get the phones ringing. Love to answer your questions and give you the great price package valued over $130 for each and every call. You're right, Rex. Many, many moons ago. Good times back then, though. We had a lot of fun back there. I'm going to tell you that. Okay, so we've talked about the Mustang. We've talked about the EV trainer guy coming. Josh, the thing that pops in my head is that our new warehouse is blowing us away for what that's done, what that's helping us. We were down there this week and looking at what we got to go do to get more racks, more things in there, because it's just blowing up. And I'm sitting there walking around this thing, and I'm telling you, Josh, I didn't think we'd fill it up this fast. And I started walking around and said, we didn't build this thing big enough. But I'm glad we built it enough so we can add on and go to the west like we did and everything else too, because I can see that happening already for us, the many racks and stuff. And
I know when we very first started out and got the building assembled, and it was just sitting down there empty, and you're thinking,
why did we build it this big?
Yeah, what in the world? But yeah, like you said, it just it's been very good. We definitely needed the room, the space, and we've grown in it quite a bit. Still got a lot more growing to do, and it's just a matter of what the next step is, what's going to be the most beneficial for us and our customers and everything, and being able to look at that and plan accordingly, and, get the biggest bang for the buck, so to speak, on that side of things for sure. So there's a lot of places to go, or a lot of different directions to head, and just making sure that we do it in the right order for sure.
Yep, exactly. So it's just another way of us trying to help better take care of our customers and stock the inventory and everything else that we need. Of course, this racing side of our business is going crazy too. But again, we're fighting a lot of things there, getting the right amount of parts and things we need. We can have a debate on the tires. American Racer and Hoosier back and forth. Which ones? I think both of them are in trouble. Just because of material and getting materials and everything you need. Now, I think Hoosier's in a little bit better shape because of Continental, with the backing that Continental's got for them.
And I don't know that that's really specific to just the the racing side of things. We see it in the passenger and light truck line as well.
Yep.
From there, it's just that there's typically so many options out there that you can kind of find something, but they're struggling in that industry as well as far as availability. And I see it in the pricing of tires and how much it's gone up, compared to a year and a half or 2 years ago, for sure. It's a lot of industries across the board, for sure.
Yeah, it's like we was talking in the sales meeting this morning with the sales guys and stuff, and we look out here in our lot. We used to have 800 new Fords sitting out here, and this morning we've got two. Two come off the truck, and the guys are excited. They call their customers, let them know the cars are here. And guys, hold on, we got to wait till these cars are ready to go before we call the customers. And the customers are here at 9:00, and we just got here. And I get the excitement because it's hard to not have that excitement and get these cars delivered and everything else too. But I don't know, Josh. We're a long way out of this hole that we're in. I don't know. I think we're at least 18 months. We're even going to see where we're even going to have 40 or 50 cars sitting on this lot again, just because of how many we've got sold in the order bank, how many we got pre-sold, and everything else that could coming down the pike and everything else too.
And I think the demand, the ones that aren't even sold that people would want if it was available, that you don't even know.
Just yesterday, I got a guy calling, "Hey, I need a Super Duty." Guess what? I can't even order you a Super Duty. Order bank's closed for 22. Had another guy call, "What's the lead time on a Maverick?" I got no idea because I can't even order you a Maverick. I can't. Right now, the only thing that we've got available to order is F-150, and they're about ready to shut that order bank off, and Explorer. All the rest of the models, there's nothing we can order. We're banked off of what's in the order banks for what people have committed to from that part. It's just the way it is. I mean, we got to do the best we can and help you customers best we can, and give the best possible used car experience we can get, and get those used cars ready to go from that part. And that's my next thing that I'm worried about is, this year for 22, the manufacturers are going to make about 10 million less cars. So let's think about that 10 million, how that's going to, the stagger effect that's going to have for the used car market.
Sure.
Here in 3 and 4 years. So I think we're in a 5-6 year run of trying to get caught back up, to build enough new cars, to get the trades, to get the stuff, to keep moving, because now we've got enough used cars. I mean, we have enough used cars. I keep our used cars right where I want it, the amount of day supply that we're selling and everything else, to keep that moving. But eventually that's, our used cars are going to run out. We're going to have that empty hole. We're not going to have those fresh trades that's 1 and 2 year old cars, because there's not there. People aren't trading them like we can, and from that part. Of course, the next thing, we got a bunch of F-150s built up there in Dearborn. Can't get them shipped.
We were talking about that yesterday.
I think the issue, my opinion, I don't have no facts or any proof or anything else like that. I just bet there's not an engineers that can get up there and drive those trains. It's kind of like last weekend I was going to Hayes, and I was driving along there, and I said, "Dang, Jake, that's the longest train I've ever seen." It started off with 2 engines in front. There was 2 engines in the middle and 2 engines in the back, and it was the longest dang train I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they do. They got to wait so long to get a whole big as longest train as they can before they're going to roll that train. And I get that too. Instead of running a couple little short trains, they just don't have the engineers, I don't think, to run those things. And that's where that train last Saturday, when we were going to, or Thursday, we was headed to Hayes. I mean, I've never seen a train that long.
Yeah. The other side of that is, is the tracks can only hold so much too. If they've got them filled up, then you're not going to be able to put more trains on it.
Yep, exactly. So it's kind of a domino effect on everything else too from that part. But it is the way it is where we're at. We'll have to work through some of these things and stuff, and from that part. So anyway, next stage I'd like to talk about a little bit too is we're moving forward with a state-of-the-art detail shop. We're going to be building that. Got some exciting news this week, Josh, that the building will be here somewhere around the middle of June, 1st of July. So that's cool and exciting to get started with that, to get us a state-of-the-art detail building we're going to build. And we're going to have one of the best detail shops in the world to be able to do all kinds of things, from your details to ceramic coatings to window tint, all that good stuff and everything else too. But we're going to have a lot of fun with that, and be able to have another way to offer you consumers another service that we do a good service with it now. We just we can't push it very hard.
The biggest thing really for that is capacity,
Yeah, exactly.
and just room to do what we need to do because of the volume that we do, for sure. And so this will definitely help with that. Got a lot of great crew in that department, and that are eager to go and eager to do the right things and do it the right way, for sure. But it becomes a restraint when you don't have the room to do it in.
Exactly. So that's going to get started. Hopefully we'll have it up and running towards the end of the year. That'll be fun and exciting, and see what we can do with that and help give us another way to help better take care of your vehicles and stuff, and the details and things like that, to keep them polished up, looking good, and all that stuff too. So exciting stuff happening here at the Big Corner. Morning, James Furman. How are you, buddy? Anyway, let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the automobile world. And still looking for that phone book, Rex. Got my chin still hanging on the banner down there, but that's okay.
So how about the racing side of things?
Yeah, we kind of we were headed to Salina last night to practice. They canceled that, so we're headed to Dodge City this afternoon. Looks like the weather looks good out there and everything else like that. Do a little racing out there. Last night, Tanner Mullins is in the he went up to do a little practice basically at Lakeside, because he's going to be racing there at USMTS about 3 times this year. So he thought, you know what, this is their first race. Let's go up there and do a little practice session. And he walked away with a victory up there last night. So congratulations to Tanner Mullins and team, taking away the win there last night at Lakeside Speedway. So
very good. Yeah,
we'll see what happens tonight out at Dodge City, and get some stuff happening there too. So morning, Jason. How you doing, buddy? Anyway, 316-462-3673. Let's get some phones ringing. So anyway, we had some fun times out at Hayes last weekend. We didn't never been to Hayes, so it was an exciting, fun time out there in Hayes. And Jake had that thing won basically for the first 3 quarters of the race. But I didn't think we'd ever wear out an IMC, as hard as those tires are, we'd ever wear one out in 20 laps. But we were bald.
Yeah, you sent me the picture of that, and I was definitely, a couple more laps, and that would have been a bad deal.
Oh, we'd have never made 25 laps.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, I had no clue that we would have, and Jake too. We had no idea that hard tire would wear out that fast, and because he pushed it pretty hard. The first 10 laps, he was pissed. He was pushing that car as hard as he could push it, and he had a pretty good lead there and stuff. And we had a couple cautions and things like that got in there, and everything else too. But
I think you had probably 3 things, going against you. 1 was the track surface, and then 2 was how hard he was driving the car, and then 3 just being, I guess the track out there is really what was the difference, I suppose.
Yeah, it was and Chris Sutton did it. He tried his, I feel sorry for those guys. And that cold of weather, that much wind, knowing when, how to put water on, when not to put water on, what to do. That's an art to how to forecast what to do with that track. He did as best he could. I don't think anybody else could have done any better than what he did up in that part. But yeah, it started taking rubber on the stock car race right before us. Then it really took rubber on us. And of course, on that rubber down track, then the way our car set up and stuff, it just loved it. And it loved it for 17 laps. But anyway, we lived and learned a little bit, so we'll take that knowledge and take it off and see what we can do tonight at Dodge City, and see what happens. So it'll be fun and everything else too. But can't wait to get back to Hayes. That's a fun track up there. It's big, sweeping, wide open corners and stuff, and it'll be fun to go back there again and see what we can do at Hayes. And then, of course, next weekend is Salina. Salina's they were going to have their opening night last night, and that got canceled and stuff too. So I believe NCRA will be racing up in Salina tonight. See what those guys can do up there at the NCRA deal in Salina this evening. So I think that kind of covers it on the old racing side. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I think KID had a run last night. I wonder if maybe
they were supposed to do the Boss Babes today. He had called in last Saturday and was talking about that. So I don't know, Goose, if you're listening, if you want to call in and give us an update on that, if that's still a go or not.
I'm going to text him real quick and see if I can get him on the phone and
see what he has to say there. He sounded like he was pretty excited about that. He was expecting a mom and a minivan, Voyager. I think he said Voyager minivan was going to win it. So I don't know if he had somebody specific in mind, or that was just his envision on how that was going to work.
If I can't get Goose, I text Nick Roberts. He kind of knows what's going on out there too, and Nick's doing a great job helping Goose get things going out there at Kansas International Dragway. So we'll see if we can get one of those two on the phone and give us an update what happened out there last night. I know it was pretty windy.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make it much fun either.
That's what I was thinking in your trip out to Dodge City in that truck and trailer. So you're going to have to keep that between the center lines.
Yeah. Well, last weekend we went to Hayes. As soon as I turned west, That old truck went from 10.1 mile a gallon to 6.8.
Yeah.
Busting that wind going across there. The old range deal kept going, doom, 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 doom. I'm going, holy smokes.
I'm afraid, I'm afraid today going out to Dodge, you're going to experience some of that same thing.
A little bit of wind and stuff. Yeah.
Have to let me know on that, how that went. So.
Exactly. So, hey, let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything you don't understand, anything in the racing world, anything about new products. We don't care. Just come on, jump on the phone here. Let's get some questions answered, some comments going. Love to have some help. Good morning, Chris. How are you doing, buddy? So, guess we got a caller coming in, Josh. Let's get Doug patched in here in just a second. We'll see what Doug's got on his mind this morning. Goose is on second, so we'll got some stuff
Goose,
going.
if you want to hang tight, we'll get the first caller sent through here, and then be with you here shortly. So we'll get them patched through. Good morning. You're on live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Good. Doing all right. Hey, listen, I took my Subaru Outback in for a vehicle checkup somewhere here in town, and was told that my brakes might need some attention at some point. I've got 4 millimeters on the back and then 6 millimeters on the front. How long do I have where I really need to start thinking about getting those replaced?
Doug, that's a great question, and I guess I'll kind of pitch in here, and then you can see if you got anything to add to it. But essentially, that's why we value that multi-point inspection so much, is because, man, that's a question that is a variable for each and every driver, depending upon how you stop, whether you drive, more in town, stop and go, whether you're on the highway. Though that brake measurement or brake reading is going to be such a variable thing for each individual person. Both the 4 in the rear and the 6 in the front, we deem that as a cautionary, which is basically middle of the pad. So you're the rear, you're on the lower end of the middle of the pad, and the front, you're pretty much right at the middle of the pad or midlife. So I don't know how many miles you have on this vehicle, and if you've had it since new, and you could kind of gauge it off of that as far as where you're at driving and how many miles and things like that. But what I will say is, on most brake pads, there is what they call a squeal indicator, and that is basically a little piece of metal on the pad that sticks out typically around the 2/32 mark of that pad, and it's made to contact the rotor and indicate a brake squeal. And so that's to let the driver know, hey, you got really low pad lining and it's time to start or to get them replaced. What I'll say in addition to that is, typically you don't want the pad to wear that low, because that squeal indicator is going to dig into the rotor and create, trouble there. And brakes are one of the things, it is a maintenance item, and sooner the better on replacement. But on both those measurements that you gave me, you have a little bit of time to kind of plan or budget on getting them replaced. But it is something that you definitely want to be aware of and get handled before it gets too low, because then it becomes more expensive with potential rotor replacement and stuff. So
yeah, how I'll kind of add to that a little bit too is, if you were doing a multi-point in every oil change, you could monitor from the 6 millimeters that you're at today, what was it the last oil change, and you can kind of figure out exactly how that pad's wearing and coming down there. Like Josh said, you're halfway on your front pads, you're okay there too. The 4 millimeters being less on the rear doesn't bother me either, because you use less rear brake than you use front brake. You use a lot more front brake than you do rear brake. So the pads are wearing about evenly from that part. What I would say is, just next oil change, see where you're at. And if you're down to 4 millimeters, you kind of know where you're at, how fast you're moving your brake pad down there from that part. But I think you've probably, depending on, how many miles are on the car now, and is this the first set of brake pads on the car?
Yes. I've got about 40, right at 40,000 miles on it.
So how I can look at that is, you've went 40,000 on 6 millimeters of pad, so you've got a little bit to go yet, in my opinion. But I would just see at the next oil change, what's the millimeter reading then, and that's going to tell you. And my opinion is, when those brakes hit on the front 4 and the rears hit at 2, I'm replacing them. Is my kind of my rule of thumb.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sounds great, guys. Enjoy the program a lot. Thank you for your time.
Hey, call anytime. Thanks, buddy. All right, let's get to the next caller. I believe we got Goose from Kansas International Dragway. Excited to hear how everything went out at Kansas International Dragway last night and see what's next on the schedule and stuff, too. We got Nick Roberts holding on line, too, so I got them both.
I was wondering.
We got to figure out somehow we can get two callers in here, Josh.
We've got Goose online here, and I don't know if you want to patch Nick through or tell Nick to call my phone. We'll see if I can get him on here, too. So, Goose, how are things for you today?
Oh, great. We woke up looking at all this sunshine, sitting out on the deck with a nice hot cup of coffee with the umbrella.
Goose, where are you at, man?
Right here in the great state of Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah, he moved here to Wichita.
You didn't wake up in the same world I did?
Yeah. Well, I found out where it's sunny and 70.
You just did, didn't you?
Well, it's sure not out at the track. It's rainy and big mud puddles all over.
Yeah. So, hey, how'd everything go last night? I heard it was a little windy and stuff, but how'd everything go last night, buddy?
You know what's amazing is the community, even though it was windy, you got a lot of diehard racers that go out there, and they actually were using tarps to go a little bit faster. That we had a good tailwind.
All right. Well, good deal.
No, we had a blast last night. A lot of people really just excited that the track's open.
Yeah. I agree. Goose, that's what I tell you. This town loves drag racing. It needs a drag strip. So, again, can't thank you and Liz enough for moving to Wichita, kicking this track off, and getting things going. And I tell you, we were out there last weekend or 2 weeks ago. I can't think of how time flies. You're having fun. Had a blast out there. Of course, on Wednesday, we had a great time with running the Mustang down the track, getting it geared up and stuff, too. So you had a good turnout on Wednesday, too, didn't you?
It was phenomenal. We had over 100 tech cards on Wednesday, just with everybody very appreciative that the fact that the track was open, trying to accommodate everybody. I didn't hear one complaint. That's a far cry from what I heard a couple weeks ago about stickers.
Yeah, that's good, Goose. And like I said, you guys are doing a great job getting things together, and I think as you progress with each race, things are going to get bigger and better out there and stuff, and you'll keep making improvements and stuff, and we can help you keep doing that forward. And I know Nick Roberts is doing a great job. We're trying to get Nick patched in here too on another.
He's on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, your guys, a lot of your guys from Hambelton Ford has stepped up, and they're just a bunch of diehard guys that just want that track to be successful, and they help out. And we couldn't ask for a better group of guys. It's been great, and I just think that each time we're out there, we learn a little bit more. We're excited to keep implementing new products into the track to where we can get it a little more efficient. Even though we're not 100%, we're still able to get these guys going down the track. And I'll tell you what, if as a racer, just to have a track open, I'll go without the 1,000 mark on my time card just so I can get down the track. And that's what these people are starting to recognize, that we want to give them every opportunity to get down there and, work with their cars and get things going. And with everybody working together, it's going to come together.
Yep, exactly. Big team effort and everything else too. So,
Mick, you're with us, right?
Amen to that.
Yep.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Perfect. Yeah,
All
I
right,
just
good.
wanted to make sure you had us and Goose as well. So good
Right, so
deal.
we got Nick Roberts on the line too. This is the first time we've tried this, gentlemen, having two callers call in at once. So pretty cool. So I text you both about the same time to see if I can get you on the phone here to see how last night went and how things are going and everything else and what's next on the agenda. But Wednesday was good, so that's exciting to hear that. And last night was another good night for you guys. Anything exciting we need to tell everybody what's happening next or anything?
So, yeah, tonight, weather permitting, we're going to try to look at doing the Boss Babes race. We should know something here in a few hours how the weather's going to behave. Last night, the weather wasn't very cooperative with us, that's for sure.
Here's what I'll tell you about that is the bad news is it's raining right now.
Yeah.
The good news is it's not much rain, and you've got a 75 knot wind, so it'll take about 3 seconds to dry out once it stops. So
That actually was kind of the problem last night, and I was a little worried about it, being that Kent's International is kind of in the middle of that open area and field. That when you get that kind of aggressive of wind, you not only have to worry about the dangers of the cars, getting pushed or pulled by the wind, but debris and stuff getting blown onto the track that has a lot of sticky on it.
yeah.
And that's kind of what we came into last night, was that the sand and dirt from the fields were blowing on top of the track, and it was sticking to the glue, and it started making it for a slick surface. So that has to be the number one concern is racer safety. And we started noticing real fast that we were going to be in trouble if we tried to do something and kept it going.
So I seen a video clip here, and Nick, maybe you can help me out with this, but a guy was running a Pontiac down a track here. I think it was just this week, and he actually took flight. What happened there, and where was that at?
So that was at one of Duck's races in Georgia. The radio cars are getting so fast anymore that they'll literally take flight, and they're getting so light. But yeah, you get enough air underneath those chassis when they're going that kind of speed, they'll just pick up and go away. It's been happening a lot lately in X275 and Pro 275. The guys are just getting so fast, and the cars are so light that as soon as it tries to power wheelie down track, the air gets under the car, picks the car up, and bad things happen.
And as far as track surface, I'm sure that plays a big part into that as well, as far as keeping that car down and low.
Yeah, it can. Ducks races like that are known to be some of the best prepped races out of anybody in the world. They use so much product to keep that track sticky to apply that radial tire. And I think that's actually a good thing and a bad thing. It allows them to put all the power down, but then the power is able to push the car back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's on the play? What's going on tonight there? If the weather holds off and stuff like that too, what's next, guys?
It would be the Boss Babes race. So a lot of sponsors have came together, and Goose worked real hard pulling some other sponsors together on that too. And so it'll be a ladies only bracket race. So pretty cool.
So Goose, when we talked to you last Saturday, you said there was going to be a mom in a Voyager minivan that was winning this. So did you have somebody specific in mind, or were you just throwing that out there?
Well, I was throwing that out there, but last night was I guess a testament to what I had to say. I never seen so many women out there in different cars, and they are diehards. This was the cool thing. There was so many out there, Nick, wasn't there? They were putting that it out there in the wind and everything. They're tough. and a lot of the guys just sitting back there that normally race, they're supporting their wives. It was really cool.
That's cool. So how fast were the ladies going? Who was the fastest, or did you even have times going, or what'd you have happening last night?
Well, be honest with you, I think they were all fast within their own means. There was a few out there that were in some pretty fast cars, running up in the 7s and the 8s, and
really,
I think it's pretty quick.
That is pretty quick. So is Lizzie going to participate tonight?
I'll tell you, there was a few out there, Phil. There's a few out there that are forces to be reckoned with. I think they're just they're going to come out, and I think there's some few people that are going to be surprised about as the season flows, be competing against maybe their wife.
Could be. So how about Liz? Is she going to get out there and run?
Liz is, she's a racer at heart. She's extremely busy. She's got this business that she's running out here in Wichita. And she said that if the opportunity arises, she's going to be out there. I know lately she's been contemplating on picking up another street car here or there, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm not going to pressure.
I got it.
She got way too much stuff going on.
Too much stuff going. I get it. I understand that 100%. Trust me, I get it. All the too many things going on there and stuff too. So, if the race takes off tonight, what time? What time's it gates open, all that good stuff and everything, and how much to get in and all that good stuff, so everybody know.
Yep.
So the gates will open at 5. Racing will start by 7. I believe, I don't have my thing in front of me, but the women's tech card's $35, and then it's $10 a person to get in.
10 to get in. So what's the?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Deuce.
No, I was just going to say I read that there was a $15 entry, and when we I don't know how that happened, but it's only a $10 entry, and we just like to see everybody come out and support the ladies, and I know it's going to be a huge success. We've got a lot of sponsors that have stepped up, and it's going to make it worth their while.
It'll be fun.
And let's root for that minivan.
Okay, my next question is what's the purse? How much is everybody winning, or what's happening there?
Well, we're at $4,000. We're going to put first, second, third, and fourth place, and that's going to spread the love and give everybody an opportunity that is consistent and can take a win, an opportunity to get more energized, to get ready to come back. We're going to make this a normal thing and see if we can't run, 6 to 10 Boss Babe races throughout the season.
That'll be cool. That'll be fun stuff too. So you got $4,000 for a purse.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds like fun. I wished I wasn't going to be in Dodge City. I'd love to be out there tonight.
You can't race.
I know I can't race.
Okay.
I want to watch.
All right.
I love to
I was
watch.
wondering about
Josh.
was asking.
Kilts don't work, Josh.
How about a wig?
So I was wondering about.
Well,
no, you did.
I'll loan you mine, Josh.
There you go, Josh.
So I was wondering about a husband and wife series. How would that go for you? Because it wouldn't go worth a shit for me.
No way. Absolutely not.
Well, my problem is I wouldn't want to get up against my wife. She's got a quicker reaction time than I do.
Yeah. God, that would be I don't know. That'd be a bad deal. It wouldn't worth. Yeah, it wouldn't work.
That's one of those things where you can't just leave it at the track. It'll go home with you.
Oh yeah, we'd go home. It'd stay there for a little while.
Yeah, I'm sure you that.
Yeah, especially if you take the L.
Yeah. Well, exciting. And excited for Kansas International Dragway, Goose. And again, excited for what you got bringing to the table. Nick, thanks for everything you're doing out there to put things together. And it's going to be a blast out there this year. And I can't wait for all the things we're going to do out there with you guys. And it's going to be fun to see how things grow. But this town loves drag racing. And as you can tell, Goose, 100 tech cards on a Wednesday night. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Well, and I want to say something. Thank you very much, Phil. And I want to say something. I really appreciate the outpouring of support from Wichita and the outlying areas. Everybody has been so great, and we look forward to keeping those gates open as often as we can. As long as we've got sunshine or the wind's not blowing our cars over, those gates will be open from Wednesday to Sunday.
Yep, I agree. That's awesome. That's going to be fun, exciting. And you guys were giving me crap about my GT500 the other day, but it cannot even get out of the warehouse. It's locked. It's blocked in the warehouse. It can't get out. They've blocked me in. So
what makes you think we didn't have something to do with that?
Well, you might have.
I think there's a couple forklifts down at the warehouse.
I think they're all broke. So
don't be surprised if that GT doesn't end up on the shelf somewhere and the forklift being out of propane.
I hear you. I hear you 100%. Well, anyway, gentlemen, hope this weather clears out for you. Hope you can get racing done and have fun with the ladies out there tonight. And is that all this races, ladies? You got other things racing too?
So
there'll be. Go ahead, Nick.
Yes, the main event is the ladies deal, but yeah, it'd be like anybody could be doing a test and tune between rounds of the ladies. So anybody would be able to come out and get passes in their car.
Okay. Fantastic. So I hope you guys hope this weather blows out of here and you guys have a great crowd out there tonight and have fun. Like I said, if I wasn't headed to Dodge City, I'd be out there with you guys having some fun.
Absolutely.
Oh, we appreciate that, Bill. We appreciate you and Josh. Thank you.
You bet, guys. Have a great day, and let's go racing.
Oh, yeah.
You got it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye.
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 Anyway, Tim Daniels says they could identify as a woman. Yeah, how about that? Put a wig on and go. So, but anyway, fun times out at Kansas International Dragway. Excited for Goose and Lizzie, what they're bringing to town here in Wichita. Glad they moved to this city and everything else too. And it's going to be fun how we grow and what we do and help that drag strip go, because this town loves drag racing.
Yeah.
And from that part. So anyway, let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. And Matt West says he can clear a path for me. Don't worry. I bet you can too.
So before we took those calls, we were talking to, I think it was Doug, in regards to the brake pads on his vehicle. And that was something that I wanted to talk about this week, and I had actually forgot about it. But one of the advisors had shown me a sheet. You know, just being in this industry, you see so many different ways of doing things, you know, from different companies and how they choose to do business and stuff like that. And the multi-point inspection is something that, you know, obviously I think both of us are very passionate about, and giving a quality multi-point inspection to a customer, and it's again up to the customer as what they want to do with it once they know, you know. But it's our job to let them know what it is. And one of the advisors was showing me a service ticket that one of his customers gave him from another dealership. First of all, we were going over what they were charging for oil and filter, which I couldn't believe it. But that was kind of second point to the first point, which was they had a line on there for a multi-point inspection on the vehicle, and they charged $10 to do this multi-point inspection. And
what?
And I flipped this deal over. Because it had the RO copy was on the front, and then on the back of it was the multi-point inspection. And you're never going to guess what I seen.
First of all, they charged $10 to inspect
$10 to inspect the car. And then on the back side of it was the multi-point inspection. And it was a handwritten, pencil whipped multi-point inspection. It just floored me. I absolutely couldn't believe it. You couldn't even really read what it was saying. And I just, it just blew me away that was, you know, how that was happening. And, you know, so then it was, the conversation was, well, gosh, can you imagine what they made just in multi-point inspections? But my comment to the advisor was a couple of different things. One, what's the value in that?
Zero.
There's zero value in it. And then two, how much business do they, I mean, they can't do that much business doing business like that. I wouldn't think, you know what I'm saying? From that side of things, it almost infuriated me, you know, just being in this industry. And
that's what's so hard for me, is called it integrity and character in this industry, that I learned way long time ago, back in the 80s when I started in this business. When I, you know, granted 8 years old, I worked with my dad in the shop, and then as soon as I graduated high school, I took off and I went to work at Long Mac, washing cars and all that kind of stuff. But to watch the black eyes that our industry has taken from people from that part, but it makes us all look bad, not just from that part. So trying to do the right thing and take care of the customers the right way, build the value and give them something. It's not like selling them snake oil or something like that for their cars and stuff. It's like our BG products that we use for all of our vehicles that come through here. I mean, they have quality products that do a great job and do things to prolong the value of your car. It's just not just pouring something in your tank, or pouring something in your oil, or putting something in your transmission, or whatever. But the character integrity becoming behind this, of making the right dollar, giving the right value to a customer. That's why we pride ourselves on that multi-point inspection. Not going to charge you $10 to do it. We're not going to charge you anything. We just want you to have that. It's kind of like going to the doctor. If you go to the doctor and all he does is check your blood pressure, where you at? That's not a physical. I mean, that's what your car needs every 5,000 miles, is a physical. It needs this multi-point check. So it's kind of like we talked to Doug earlier. You know, he's 40,000 miles on his car. He's at 6 millimeters of brake. He doesn't know how much longer he's got. Well, if he'd have been monitoring that all the way down through, he'd have known about where that's going to be from that part of what's, you know, where it's going to go to get, you know, is it another oil change? Is it 2,000 miles? Is it 5,000? Is it 20,000 miles? In his particular situation, he's probably got another 30,000 miles for a new set of front brake pads. Who knows? Of course, you know, the other thing is the brake pads, as they get lower, the faster they probably do wear, because they're thinner. from that part, not to be able to dissipate the heat and
Yeah, get
everything
rid
else.
of the heat.
And everything else too. But again, back to that character integrity thing and doing the right thing and doing it to give the value to that customer. But to charge for a multi-point inspection that gives us all a black eye for sure.
And like I said, at the end of the day too, I want the customer to know what it is they need and what their needs are for that vehicle. But if they want to do it, that's again their choice. And now there are some certain situations that I get involved in that we express the urgency of something, and at that point, I'm not necessarily doing it for the motorist and their vehicle that they bring it to us for, but I'm doing it for every other motorist out there on the road, because at some point you have a responsibility to keep your vehicle safe, not only for you but everybody else that you're driving
Around you.
alongside. And Kansas doesn't do a state inspection, and I don't really I'm not really an advocate for that anyways, because just like
People lie,
people
cheat,
with the
steal on that
multi-point
too.
inspection, you go anywhere and somebody will just give you a state inspection for $1. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah.
just to make a buck and never even do the
the
inspection. So I don't necessarily think that there's any reliability in that part of it.
Well,
But yeah,
I just watched back when I was doing those state inspections back in the 80s. I mean, people just would put different tires on their cars and do different things to them just to get it to pass inspection and go back and take that stuff
and
back
do it.
off.
Yeah, turn around and do it right back. So, and that's my biggest thing is that it's one thing for maintenance and preventative repairs for you as a motorist, but then it's another thing when you get into the safety side of things, and when you start making decisions that are unsafe for a vehicle. Now, not only are you jeopardizing yourself, but also again everybody else on the road, and that's not fair.
Exactly. Anyway, running out of time. Just a few minutes left on the show. 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. If you got any questions whatsoever, love to answer them for you and give you this great price package by over $130, which includes a no-charge multi-point inspection with a thorough inspection done on your car to make sure what kind of shape it's in and everything else too from that part. So, hey, we talked a little bit about BG products, all the great products they do for us. They help us keep the show moving each and every week.
Yeah.
But it's really a great partnership we have with those guys. They come and get cars from us every week to go out and do tests on them and run their products through them to prove that things are doing well and all that kind of stuff. That's why I love the character integrity of BG products. When you pour some of their products into your engine, in your transmission, your power steering, rear ends, whatever it is, those products are going to do a great job of preventing failures and also prolonging the life of your car.
I was talking with Sean is currently the guy that's calling on us, and I was talking with him this week to get something set up for our advisor meeting next month down at actually their location. So looking forward to that. It's always fun and exciting to go down there and see what they've got new working on or what new piece of equipment they've got down there. Those guys are always trying to find the next best thing and revamp something that they already have in the works. And you talk about just changing the industry and all the tech changes from feature comforts for the consumer, but there's a lot of changes going on under the hood as well that that people don't even understand or realize or know. We talk about fuel systems and kind of where they've come over the years, and now not only do we have that we went from multi-port injections to high pressure fuel injection, and then we introduced it actually into the cylinder, and then we added it to where it's in the cylinder and on top of the valves. And so now several vehicles have multi-port fuel injection systems that are both high and low pressure. And so those guys are always just really trying to make sure that their product is inferior for sure.
It's like this morning I was driving to work and coming down Kellogg, and here this Chevrolet HD pulled up beside me, had the big old exhaust pipe sticking out of there, and he shot by me, no black smoke shot everywhere. And I want to say, dude, you have no clue at how much life you're taking out of that engine by doing what you just did to that motor. But again, all that black smoke is unburnt fuel coming out of there, but that's building carbon on everywhere, everything else like that. But guess what? BG's got a great way of going and cleaning all that stuff for your diesels too. So, Jill, if you're running a diesel and you're going to run it a long, long time, you need to make sure that you run those products through that diesel product too. So, anyway, Josh, got to get an update. We had some stuff. We forgot about that. The old South High stuff.
Yeah. So
God
actually,
dang.
what I was going to do, I was talking with Darren about this, but I think he's going to come back on the show with us and kind of go over those.
Okay, let's
results.
give a little tidbit here.
So,
What's happening here? Get
man,
some of the listeners probably
yeah.
don't know. Tell them what's going on at South High.
So what we did is we challenged South High, or got together. I go around and visit several of the VOTEX and automotive programs, and kind of kicked off our first of, I think this is going to be a great thing with a lot of the schools and partnerships with the tech schools, but kicked off a competition, tire competition. And so this is, he had a class of 25. And so he went through and put 4 guys on a team, or 20, put 4 guys on a team and come up with a relay race. And so there was a person that was taking a tire on and off the car, a person that dismounted and remounted the tire on the tire machine, a person that balanced the tire, and then a person that went through and trained the TPMS sensors on this vehicle. And so he went through his whole class, and everybody got to do each one of those things, and they were timed. So whoever did each one of those 4 things the fastest
got the position.
That was the position that raced against our guy. And so just in doing that, we got him a toolkit. So we got him a toolkit. It was valued about a $250 kind of starter entry-level toolkit, which was cool right off
for
the
each
bat.
4 of those guys.
Yeah, for each 4 of those guys. The students actually loved it, and it was Darren said it was a huge motivator for those guys to get going on the competition, which was great. Then after that, so there was Kelly and I had went down there a couple different times throughout this deal, and I don't want to say talk smack, but you know, there was there was a little bit of back and forth and to and from, and went through and did that. And then the competition was they relay raced against one of our technicians, and so our technician did the whole thing start to finish versus their fastest guys. So just a little teaser on there was a tie on the mounting and dismounting and remounting of the tire between 2 of his students. And so what we did was we flipped a quarter. The guy that won the coin toss was the guy that did it first. And we went through the whole sequence of events with the South High guys, with the guy that flipped the quarter and won. Okay.
Yep.
So then we got that time, which it come back to be like 14 minutes, something like that. Just, it was the guy that did the mount and dismounted. I think he got a little camera anxious. Yeah, he was, I mean, he was trying so hard, and I felt for the guy, but everybody else did a pretty decent job through the thing. So we went through that deal, and then our guy went, and we got that time. So then the second guy that didn't win the coin toss got to do it, and whatever his time, we deducted it from the total time, the difference between what the first guy did it for and what the second guy did it for, and we can share those results maybe when Darren shows up.
So he's got his 4 team now. Is that where we're at? So now we're ready to compete against our 4 guys.
Yeah.
So when's that competition happen?
So it's we actually did that Wednesday. Yeah, this last Wednesday. Sorry.
Oh, so the competition's over.
Yeah, we did that.
So we don't know
Wednesday.
who won yet.
No, we do know who won.
We're not putting it out there
I'm
yet.
not putting it out. I was gonna have Darren come in, and we'll go through all that. So
who actually won the competition and stuff?
But it was a great team building experience. I think the students really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for our guys as well, from that side. And you know, it's definitely something that we're going to be doing again, and in this manner. But then I think also it'll grow into
other
a lot of
things
other different things as well. So for sure,
very cool, very fun out there to help those kids grow into technicians here that we need drastically in our shop to help better take care of our customer stuff too. So, Darren, thanks for the great partnership at South High, and look forward to doing a lot more things we can for South High and helping grow those technicians from that part too. So. Anyway, last little thoughts. We talked about BG Products. We need to talk about Big Corner Creative. They help us keep the show going live each and every week. It's a complete advertising company that does anything you need, from a web page design to social media to traditional advertising, anything in that part. As those guys say, just Google us. Yes, Big Corner Creative's owned by Mel Hambelton Ford. Yeah, that's why they're part of our deal. Yeah, we get it, but there's a great group of guys down there that do a fantastic job to help you advertise your business. Race car wraps, window tint, anything like that to help advertise your business. As those guys say, just Google us. And then Go To Rent. Hey, Stan's running low on cars, so if you need some kind of a rental car or whatever, just please get in contact and get early with Stan. I'm trying to buy more inventory for him, but not having much luck right now with the way prices are and things that are happening out there. It's just really hard with his used car market where it's at. To keep Go To Rent in mind when you're needing a 12 or 15 passenger van. So anyway, everybody, time's up. Everybody have a great Saturday, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.